For more on when we might be able to expect a possible stimulus package, I'm joined by Stephanie Miller, Managing Director of Fiscal Note Markets, and Tony Fratto, who's founding partner of Hamilton Place Strategies and former White House Deputy Press Secretary under George W. Bush. He is also a CNBC contributor. Welcome to you both. Stephanie, the last time we spoke, you didn't think it was very likely we were going to get another bill, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe before year end, but certainly not before the election. Would you update that thinking now?
So the reason why I'm not quite ready to update that thinking is that I don't really know why Pelosi has agreed to do this piecemeal. She had been very adamant, as Elon Moy was just saying, about not moving a COVID deal piecemeal. And the reason to do that is then you can extract more things that you know you need to get for your base, your rank and file, your progressives, whatever it is. You need to have some leverage. So if she is saying, you know what, we can do this very important thing piecemeal, then I don't know how she can come to the negotiating table with the leverage she needs to reach a deal.
Yeah. So, Tony, what about you? I mean, does this suggest more movement to you? And by the way, there's probably a big difference between there's going to be relief for airlines and there's going to be $1 trillion relief package for the whole economy.
Mm-hmm. And I think $1 trillion plus, actually. I've been a fairly lonely voice, I think, over the past few weeks, especially as, you know, one of the people still holding out the likelihood that a deal was going to get done. And even over the past week, it looked to me like the kinds of negotiations that you see that go down to the wire, where both sides are trying to find ways to find that saddle point of where they can give and can't give. And I think that's where they're going to be. I mean, I think the number is going to begin not with a 2, but with a 1. It'll be in the 1.75, 1.8 trillion range. And both sides will have been able to say that they fought for all they could and that, you know, doing nothing isn't satisfactory. I think the news today, both on the jobs front and on the, you know, the news with President and Mrs. Trump, that it's a volatile situation. I don't think these guys want to go into the next 4.5 weeks without having some protection and to, in a lot of cases, to do something good in this economy.
Let me just follow up on that, Tony, because from a purely politics point of view, why, if this would ostensibly help President Trump's reelection odds, why would Democrats agree to it, to the kind of bill that you're talking about at a 1.8 trillion figure?
Look, I think it helps them both, to be honest with you. I think there are both things to be gained here. You know, one, for Democrats to say that they responded and they were able to, you know, take action for the things that they care about. So I think that's important. I think it obviously matters for Trump, who really, really needs something to change the dynamics of this race in some way. And, you know, we saw with the debate earlier this week, it's not going to come from there, and there's no question of how much room there is. This would really take the air out of, you know, markets, and I think show a big you know, a split between the White House and the Trump campaign and congressional and Senate Republicans who are out there trying to campaign right now.
Stephanie, what would you add to that? And if we do get movement and we get a bill in the next couple of weeks, kind of what would you think the ramifications of that would be?
Yeah, I mean, so I was actually bullish this could happen until the SCOTUS nomination fight became front and center. And at that point, it just seemed like the politics were getting way too heated for either side to be able to give on a deal. I think that, you know, this argument that both sides want something is very true. The argument that the country needs it is very true. So, but that's not necessarily new. Like, in theory, both sides have wanted this for a long time, and in theory, the country has needed it for months. And so it's hard for me to know what the catalyzing event will be. But I will say, like, it's very true. Seeing both sides come together and good faith negotiation indicates the politics are arguing to them that they need to figure out how to reach a deal. So it would obviously be pretty positive if they did.
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you. We'll leave it there for now. Great to see you both, Stephanie Miller and Tony Fratto.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.